Hello my friends, welcome back to our channel today. This video, we continue to update the latest backlash to Meghan Markle. She plagiarized. Meghan Markle is accused of ripping off Netflix doc The Social Dilemma, as viewers point out her comparing social media users to drug addicts was almost identical to quote in the movie. Meghan Markle caused quite the stir on Tuesday when she made a bold comparison between social media users and drug addicts. But now her statement is making waves for a very different reason. Royal Fled has been accused of ripping off the ideology from the Netflix documentary The Social Dilemma, an investigative movie that examines the hidden dangers of social media. This isn't the first time that Meghan Markle, a hypocrite who says one thing but does another, has plagiarized from others. She's plagiarized everyone from Eleanor Roosevelt to John F. Kennedy, from Maya Angelou to Steve Jobs, from TV shows, ads, and movies, and from woke authors. Harry's venal wife has no originality whatsoever. She copies. She wanted to be Diana version 2.0 and dress like her, but it failed, because Meghan Markle is a known liar, sans compassion and empathy for others, and has treated her own ailing father like rubbish. She's gotten the dim-witted man-child Harry to abandon Queen and country. Of course, she gets her nonsense from TV and Googles. She is a minor blogger and actress who married for money and influence. She has no relevant education, experience, or wisdom to input. Let's see how pathetic Meg has become this time. Shortly after the mother of one took part in Fortune's Most Powerful Woman Next Gen Virtual Summit yesterday, Twitter users were quick to point out that the comments she made about the dangers of social media addiction were almost identical to the ideas featured in the Netflix hit, with some even accusing Meghan of plagiarism. One furious Twitter user wrote, Meghan ripped off the Netflix documentary The Social Dilemma theory about social media users being like drug addicts and had the cheek to say she hasn't been on it for years. Meghan plagiarizes so casually, it's become laughable now, one person added, while another wrote, someone clearly watched The Social Dilemma recently. One user chimed in to comment, Meghan plagiarized her quotes from The Social Dilemma from Netflix. That user shared screen grabs from The Social Dilemma, pointing to one moment in the documentary when statistician Edward Tufte is quoted, with his words bearing a striking similarity to comments made by Meghan during her latest summit appearance. Quote, there are only two industries that call their customers users, illegal drugs and software, his quote reads. As the father of an actor said, remember, the audience is more intelligent than you. Ms. Markle would be wise to take this on board, as most see through her and recognize empty words when spoken. Meghan is not intelligent enough to spew this stuff. Of course, she got this from somewhere. She's not at all genuine and just wants to emulate and impress others. Her biggest mistake will be in thinking we're all stupid. At this point, I'm surprised that people are surprised. Of course she uses others' words. She's an actress who is used to a script. She doesn't have the intelligence to speak any original thoughts. I think many of the high-profile people who stood up for her are now keeping a distance. She contaminates everything she touches. I am recently reading on Google and other news sites that Meghan Markle wasn't even heard of in Hollywood, and when she left her husband to do that series in Canada, she still didn't become a name. Enter Harry, and now she wants to be the most famous person in the world, and she fancies herself as having something credible to say. Problem is, she's just recycling other people's words. The woman doesn't have a creative thought, so she needs to put a lid on it. Even Meghan's most avid supporters called out the fact that her comments were incredibly similar to those made in The Social Dilemma, with one person suggesting that she was actively trying to quote the documentary, despite the fact that the former Suits star did not mention the Netflix movie during her talk. This was a total flop for her. Everyone has already realized long ago she has very few original thoughts of her own, and she copies others in almost everything, starting her clothing and posing, ending to what she says or writes. She must be a very empty person from the inside to have to need to do that. She is not enough even for herself. lives in envy. She talks in that pseudo-confident, condescending, shut everyone else down way that just screams, "I'm a know-nothing, know-it-all," to those with little experience, but will fool enough high schoolers to get some traction. It lasts until you work with, and trust, the first coworker who talks this way, and then you realize how fast these people will throw you under the bus when their ideas crash and burn. I think the problem most people have with her is that she's trying to elevate herself to a league she just isn't in. She has the status she has because of who she married. Both her first and second marriages were advantageous. Yet she tries to pass herself off as a luminary who has achieved something great. She's trying to take a major shortcut to that luminary status, and she's bumbling it. If she stopped frantically lecturing every other day and instead applied herself to something like gaining a degree in a field she's interested in, people would be more likely to respect that. But she set herself up as a celebrity talking head in a historical moment in which people don't want to hear from celebs. She's not reading the room. Well, let it go. Let's come to other news. Piers Morgan has once again taken aim at Meghan Markle after finding a flaw in her claims that she was 2019's most trolled person. Meghan talked about her experience with online abuse during an appearance with Prince Harry on a podcast to mark World Mental Health Day. During the chat, Meghan said, quote, "I'm told that in 2019, I was the most trolled person in the entire world, male or female." She went on to explain how being abused online has taken a toll on her and was almost unsurvivable. But now, Piers says he does not understand how the Duchess of Sussex can say that she was damaged by online trolling after former actress told Fortune magazine's Most Powerful Woman Next Gen Summit that she is not on social media. Meghan shared, quote, "For my own self-preservation, I have not been on social media for a very long time. I made a personal choice to not have any account, so I don't know what's out there, and in many ways, that's helpful for me." Following reports of Meghan's comments, Piers retweeted a story about Meghan confessing to staying off social media and typed, "Yet on Monday, the Princess of Victimhood said she found online trolling almost unsurvivable. How, if she never sees it?" It is understood that Meghan was forced to close her personal social media accounts in the months prior to her tying the knot with Prince Harry in 2018. The official Sussex royal Instagram and Twitter accounts are managed by other people on behalf of the couple. Piers' scathing tweet comes days after he blasted Meghan on Good Morning Britain for what she said on the Teenager Therapy podcast. The Motormouth, who openly shares his dislike for the former actress, mocked Meghan as he explained that she had gotten the data incorrect, as he was aware that Tottenham native Adele was the most trolled celebrity of 2019. However, at the latest news, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle could make a surprise return to Britain before the new year. Royal insiders say staff has been put on standby to prepare Frogmore Cottage for a possible visit around the festive season. A trial date for Meghan's High Court case against Associated Newspapers has been provisionally set for January 11th. If she plans to attend in person, she will have to be back in the UK before the new year to comply with COVID-19 rules, forcing travelers flying in from the US to self-isolate for 14 days. But Harry might fly back ahead of his wife over the coming weeks to give him the opportunity to tie up some loose ends with the Queen. A royal source told The Sun, staff at Windsor have been told to prepare for the possibility Harry could come back. They are told that Meghan's name was not mentioned. Meghan and Harry might not be able to spend too much time in the UK next year, as their £112 million deal with Netflix will begin, meaning they will be busy working on new projects. The pair made their last public appearance in the UK at the Commonwealth Day service at the Westminster Abbey in March. Meghan is suing Associated Newspapers, the publisher of Mail on Sunday and Mail Online, over an article detailing parts of a handwritten letter written to her father, Thomas Markle, in August 2018. We will update more news in the next video. Please like and subscribe to our channel to not miss it. And you can also leave your views in the comment section below, and we will discuss them together. Don't forget to share it for anyone you think will need it. Now have a nice day, and see you in the next video.